So if it's, case in point, if it's an investment property, you want to check the surrounding developments. You want to check for things like, is there any anything that can affect the value of the property? What up, family? It's your boy, Black Innovator, coming at you again with another innovative video coming at you, right? So we carrying on with the series we've been talking about with real estate tips, right? In this video, we're going to talk about locating the property. How do you go about locating the property? If you remember previously, in the last video, I had you kind of make a list of the requirements, of what you're looking for in a property, whether or not it's an investment property, whether or not it's your primary property, So you're pretty much going to start using that as a checklist, as a checklist as to determining the right type of property for you. So if it's, case in point, if it's an investment property, you want to check the surrounding developments. You want to check for things like, is there any anything that can affect the value of the property for the negative or positive, the increase or decrease. Then if it's your personal, for your primary property, you want to look into the schools and the conveniency, the neighborhood, how is the crime rates, and you want to check those things as well when it comes to an investment, because you got to remember, any purchase you make of a home, any home purchase is an investment within itself. 9 times out of 10, the average American is the largest investment they will make in their life. So even though you're looking for the personal side, you still got to consider the investment aspect of it. All right. So I want to point out that you want to search off the beaten path for properties as well. Now, I know you got the MLS, you got Zillow and traditional platforms. That's great. But those usually, they usually come up, with, a lot of eyeballs, So, MLS, the multi-listing service, that's what the platform the realtors use. So therefore, every realtor in that state is looking at that same property. So what does that do? That drives up the price of that property. It's almost started a bidding war, if you will. So you want to look off the beaten path. You want to look at places like Craigslist, Facebook. They got this site called For Sale by Owners, where the owners list their properties. There are quite a few of them now. I've seen quite a few of them where the owner actually lists their own properties. So you want to try to find a way that not many people looking at. Then you want to go through, ask friends, families, and associates, right? I'm going to give you a case in point. A recent scenario I went through with my son. My son, he's looking to buy his first home. We're looking to help him get into the first home. He's out of the military now, and he's in college. He's looking to settle down, and he was kind of all over the place at one point, but thank God he's looking to settle down. So now he's saying, Dad, I want to get a home. So, but he was going to all the different realtors. He didn't approach me until after this happened. All the different realtors. He's like, Dad, every time I look at a property, before I can make a move, there's already an offer on it, and it's all the different people looking at it. I said, son, you have a huge network. My son, by being in the military and college, he has a huge plethora of friends and a vast network, for his age. I'm very impressed. I say, a lot of people. Ask around. Ask your friends. Tell them you're looking for a home, anybody, selling. Long and behold, it wasn't even a week, maybe 3 days later, he called me up and said, Dad, my friend, his father is selling his house, and not only he's selling the house, he's selling it at a great price, So, praise God, we're in, looking into that and negotiation that on his behalf. And I mentioned about the 6-unit building that I had previously in the last video. Well, that building came as a result of one of my sister's clients. My sister had a nail salon, so you want to, expand, broaden your horizon, not just look at, the MLS, Zillow, and all the traditional platforms, right? Facebook is awesome, and I know it's a lot of realtors on there, but people do put their home on Facebook, right? Also, you can form a team. You can form a team of people in your circle. People just put it out there. They can help look for properties for you. We used to call them bird dogs back in the, say bird dogging, right? When people actually go out and find properties, and then they would, let me know, because they knew I was in the real estate game. They would let me know if any properties available, and I pay them a little finder's fee, right? Now, one thing I did before. I don't pretty much recommend it, but I'm at least going to put it out there. I don't too much recommend unless you really close to the person, or that person's part of your team. I did have a group of people who I have given power of attorney to actually sign the agreement on my behalf. Yes, they had power of attorney to sign an agreement, but once again, keep in mind it was the contingent upon, because I had so many out clauses in my agreement. Contingent upon my attorney approval, contingent upon a 5-day inspection. So even if they signed the agreement, out there to walk through and decide, nah, this ain't what we thought, because you want to be ready to go when you find that property. You want to be ready to pull the trigger immediately. All right. So that concludes this video of this series. Please subscribe, like, do what you got to do to get ahead, and I'm here to help you any way I can. God bless.